Hi, this is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com, specializing in sales, service, and custom designs for residential and commercial outdoor patio heating. Please consider hitting that like button if you find this video helpful. It helps others find our channel. Thank you. All right, so here we have this residential application, and I took it upon myself to put some furniture in here. I'm sure this is not how the furniture will be lined up, but just to give an example of how the heat will be distributed within this area. So let's go ahead and just take a look at what we have here. First of all, we'll go for the dimensions, overall dimensions that we have here. You can see that it's about 16 feet, 15.8 to the center of the post, by 19 or 18.5 to the center. And then you can see we have a slope ceiling here, 8 feet on this side, and I have it at 9 foot 7.5 on this side to the bottom edge of these joists here. So anything else? We do have this lamp in the center and a doorway that is a sliding doorway. Okay, and let's see if there's anything else. I think that's about it, so let's turn that off. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the customer contacted us stating that they were informed that the best position might be placing it on the wall, or maybe even that the customer thought this was the best position and then they agreed with him or her. So in any case, you know, this would be the position that you would place a C-series model. I got it at a 4,000 watt unit. You'd probably want a 6,000 watt unit if you're going to do this. And I should also state that the customer stated that they want just the outside area or half of this patio heated. They're not really interested in heating the inside area here at all. That's my understanding, so that's what we're going to kind of do. But if you were to place a heater here and then expect a throw of this 15 foot, 16 foot throw, you're not going to receive anything out here in this section of the patio. You're not going to get any heat, even if you put the 6,000 watt unit out here and possibly change this angle to, let's say, a 50-40 degree tilt, so you got more heat coming out this direction. These heaters, they have a heat ray that is designed for a specific height, and no matter if it's angled or not, that height or distance doesn't really change. And so a 4,000 watt would really be a nice application for, let's say, an 8 to 9 foot elevation, and the throw is only going to be about 8 to 9 foot from the center position out to the center position. So in this scenario here, if you had a table similar to this, which actually extends beyond the halfway point of this patio, you're going to heat up this area here and this area here and maybe this edge of the chair here. Now you can see, if I show you this, that we're not really even in that optimum amount of heat for this model here. This is a 4,000 watt unit. Now this could be a slimline or the C series or the W series, doesn't really matter. Also, just a side note that the heater on a wall mount, they've adjusted the height requirement for above. Now it is 12 inches when it's mounted on a wall, so just keep that in mind. All right, so this is not my ideal application, and I would never suggest this, especially for somebody that wants to heat up the outer edge of the patio. So let's just turn that off. And let's go ahead and look at what I would suggest. I would suggest something more in line of this style of a heat system, especially if you're just looking to heat up this outer edge. So what I have here is these are 4,000 watt units again, the C series. You can go with the the Slimline series. The reason you might wish to go with the Slimline series is it is a lower profile of a unit. So the side profile is really 3x5. This is 8x3.5 roughly, and those dimensions are general. But the nice thing about the Slimline is that these brackets will move along a track on the C series, or sorry, the Slimline series, so that you can attach it to these rafters here as you see fit. You may need to bring one over, something of that nature, or just connect them, the two in here. But that might just line up with your existing structure much better. with a 4,000. Now, if you decided to go with a 6,000 watt unit, then it's only available in the C series and on the WD series. So there's a CD and a WD 6024 as the model numbers for that. Now, would I recommend a 6,000 watt unit? No, not at this height. The final height here is just about the same height of this, which is 8 feet off the ground. We have the 6 inches of clearance. We're pointing the heater straight to the ground, and I have this actually centered here to this edge at 4 feet. You might also notice that they have a drape or a blind that comes down here, so we want to keep away from that as well. Shade, I should say. I believe that's what that is. And in any case, so center of heater 4 feet out from this edge of this beam, and that should give you a good footprint of heat, 4,000 watt. And then if you wanted to put a control system on there and then have some extra heat for those very cold days, then I would go with the 6,000 watt. And I believe this is in a Southern California area, so it's not the winter temperatures are pretty moderate as far as other parts of the country. So let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. Footprint of heat is covering the space fairly well. We got about a foot of overlap between the two heaters, and by the way, I do have them just centered within these posts here. So the center of the heater, center of the post here, and true with both units, 4 feet off. You can see that we have a nice foot of overlapping here in the center, and we're not quite getting a good coverage on these edges, but if you're utilizing the edge, then I think this will be the cooler spot here as far as seating is concerned. And so with a layout like this, again, if you intend on placing more seating area or arrangement out here, more than half of the patio itself, then you really need to consider doing something additional. That additional would be something of this nature, where you'd place 2 more units 4 feet off of this wall. We got some really good overlapping here, so this would be a warm area. You may not even need that 6,000 watt unit for this space right here. And also, just another side note, clearances, we're meeting clearances when you point it down to the ground. It's 6 inches all the way around, and then it's also, of course, 18 inches from the bottom side of the heater all the way around, and 36 inches down to any combustible down here. So there you go. There's the different applications you can use for this specific property. Let me turn this off here, turn that off, and turn that off there. All right, well, if you are looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review what you have, please send your request with your images and dimensions to designs at patioheat.com. I'm Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and patioheat.com. Again, please give us a thumbs up. It helps us very much. Thank you and have a great day.